Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the RAM-7 in Call of Duty Warzone. This is one of the fastest time to kill ARs. It is faster than the M4, the Grau, the Kilo, and the Scar, and the M13. We're going to be talking about what are the best attachments to use to make the best class setup, the best loadout for it, as well as what gives it the best recoil pattern, because this gun does have a pretty random recoil pattern which is very hard to control, but I believe I finally found the best two attachments to put together to give it the best recoil pattern, which is going to help you get the best accuracy possible with. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the barrels, the grips, a couple of the attachments, tell you guys which are the best attachments to use, as well as which are the best attachments to avoid, and which attachments you guys are going to put together to give you the best personal loadout in Warzone. So if you guys are new to the channel, you guys have not yet subscribed, we are still on that goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers in the month of April. So if you guys want to subscribe and join the Trapgod, I'd appreciate it. If you guys learn anything new in the video, this video does help you guys make a better class setup. You guys want to leave a like, I would very much appreciate it. But the first and foremost thing I want to talk about is the RAM-7 itself, what makes the gun so good, and then obviously why is the time to kill so good. So there's one main factor on what makes the time to kill so excellent and what makes this one of the best guns, and why I believe the overall time to kill is going to be much faster than you guys actually anticipate, and that is because there's no damage drop-offs. A lot of the guns in this game have a chest multiplier where you get more damage to the chest, and there's also a negative multiplier where you get less damage to the arms. This gun has the same damage anywhere on the body, obviously besides the head, and for that reason alone, at those long range gunfights where you're just trying to put damage on people, you're going to get more damage overall than maybe like an M4 or Kilo, because those have less damage to the arms and you might hit an arm. So that is probably the number one factor what makes this gun excellent. And then obviously has the second fastest fire rate behind the M13 and the rifles. That is what makes the time to kill so excellent. The idle sway, which helps with your overall accuracy, is really good, and the mobility is really good. As far as movement speed, the aim down sight time, it's one of the fastest in the assault rifle category, so that is what makes it excellent. As far as talking about the attachments, there are two different barrels on this gun, the Eclipse and the Ranger. Only one of the barrels I 100% recommend. The stats that you get increased with it are very, very positive, and the negatives are very, very minimal, which is what makes it an excellent long barrel. Probably one of the best stat long barrels as far as the negative versus positive in the game. As far as you look at all the other guns, the negatives are pretty negative. So this does come with a 40% increase to the range. The overall range of the Ranger is a little bit on the lower end, if not the lowest in the assault rifle category. So this definitely helps out a lot, which is why I believe it has such a high increase. The aim down sight is only about 15% slower. The movement speed's about 4% slower, which is definitely going to chunk you down pretty hard, because this gun does not have a no stock attachment to bring that movement speed back up. You take something like the commando grip on there, your movement speed is going to be very, very low. So that's probably the biggest negative about it, but the recoil is definitely a lot less. It's for sure an excellent attachment compared to that of the Eclipse. The Eclipse only gets a 25% increase to the overall range. Definitely makes it more usable. The aim down sight is almost the same as normal, only about 5% slower. But in my testing, for some reason, I don't know if it was just a random one-off test, the recoil was actually a little bit worse than default gun. So I don't know if that's something that's a bug in the game or something, but definitely something to take a look at. Talking about the overall grips, we took a look at the tactical. Like I said, the idle sway is really good. The tactical grip, which helps your idle sway, is going to give this thing 0 idle sway, which is an excellent attachment. Then obviously you guys know I really only reference two good grips, the Commando and the Ranger, because they give you the best positives for the best overall accuracy. The Commando is definitely going to help a lot in your first 10 to 15 shots, which my last couple of days have been testing all these guns. The first few shots are pretty hard to hit on a lot of the guns, and the Commando is one of the best guns to help you hit your first few shots, which are obviously the first ones coming out of your gun, which are the most needed ones. Obviously, the only negative about it is the overall movement speed. It also gives you an increase to your first shot accuracy, which helps a lot. But the Ranger foregrip, in my testing, the overall recoil pattern with the Ranger grip on there versus the Commando was better. The biggest negative about it is it does make your aim down sight worse, as well as your strafing speed, which makes it a little bit harder to win some gunfights, which is the reason I've always almost recommended the Commando. Like I said, if you stack with that Ranger foregrip though, you're now at the LMG movement speed, which is a little bit on the slower end. So I personally recommend the Ranger in specific on this gun if you're using just the Ranger alone, but we are talking about how to get the best accuracy possible, and this is the first time I tested out a couple days ago. I put the rubberized grip and the commando together, which helps with the overall recoil pattern. The commando obviously helps with the first shot accuracy and obviously the stabilization. So the rubberized grip makes your idle sway worse. The commando makes it better. So you basically get an increased your recoil and increased your stabilization. The only negative you get is a worse movement speed. So has real no effect on the gun itself, has an effect on your body. So those are two excellent positives. You get two positives for basically zero negatives as far as making the gun worse, which is why I 100% recommend stacking those together, the commando and the rubberized grip. As far as comparing the Ranger and the rubberized versus the commando and the rubberized, the Ranger and the rubberized is going to give you a lower recoil pattern, but you're going to get 3 negatives versus only a worse movement speed. So that's why I 100% recommend it. Trying to give you guys the best loadout, which has the least negatives possible. Obviously, the next few attachments, like I said, there is no stock. Talking about the CQC stock and the tac laser, both of these are going to give you a 20% faster ADS, obviously with that Ranger foregrip. And if you stack with the Ranger barrel, your aim down sight's going to go down. So these two will make it even to still be a very fast aim down sight time. And then the tac laser itself obviously helps your first shot accuracy and your aim walking steadiness, which I 100% recommend on this gun, because your overall accuracy, if you stack that with the commando and the rubberized, you're going to get an increase to your first shot accuracy. And you're also going to get an increase to your aim walking steadiness and your aim down sight time. So it's going to help bring that aim down sight time up, and it's going to give you 4 positives in the accuracy category. So as far as talking about what the best overall class setup is, you guys know the first and only attachment I recommend most is going to be the monolithic suppressor. We're obviously going to put that Ranger long barrel on there, stacking that with the commando and the rubberized grip. This gun does have a very fast fire rate, so definitely putting the extended mags on there is one thing I almost always go for, because the fire rate is so fast. You're going to be running out of ammo pretty fast, so you definitely want to have the extended mags. It's going to allow you to get a lot more kills, especially if you're playing trios. Definitely the tac laser is an excellent attachment. The only difference I would say is if you care about having the extended mags or not, it's an excellent attachment. But the fact that this gun has such a fast fire rate, you definitely want to run that tac laser if you guys are playing a lot more close range gunfights and long range versus the extended mags. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys learned something new to help you guys with the best class setup for the RAM-7. Like I said, the time to kill on this gun is absolutely incredible. So I 100% recommend you guys to start using it in Warzone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are new, make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys did enjoy the video, you want to leave a like, make sure you guys use code Trapgod on all of your scuff and GFUEL purchases. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.